Hello friends, this is Amy. Let's get crafting. This is using a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's called Country Floral. I thought it was just beautiful and make a nice backdrop for a piece made with these 1-gallon paint sticks. So I took the paint sticks and I lined them up and I put the paper on, and I could see that the paint sticks were just a little bit longer. And so I'm just showing where I'm going to need to trim the paint sticks so they will line up with that 12 by 12 paper. And so I cut all of those off. I cut all of them off and I left 2 of them out, and that's what fit perfectly. I'm putting on some Mod Podge and applying that, and it seemed to dry kind of fast, so I put that on, and then I went and put Mod Podge on the back side of the 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, and lo and behold, it seemed like that was dry. They were drying already, so then I did try and put a little bit more on there. And so if things are a little dry, you might just have to pull up the paper and add a little dab of Mod Podge as needed. Apply it down, and you can see everything lined up pretty good. And if it didn't, this would be the time to trim it along the edge. I did put some Mod Podge over the very front, and then I set that aside to dry. As it was drying, I got my Cricut and I cut out some words. I thought it would make a very nice sentiment that would go well with this paper. And I did cut it out on white vinyl. And here it is. I've weeded it and it's on the transfer paper, and I'm just peeling it back, getting it ready to go on my wood. Okay, now what you see here is I am cutting through, and I want to separate each of these paint sticks. And going from the back side did not work very well because it ripped up the front of the paper. So I flipped it over, and then I'm just folding that down, and that worked a whole lot better with an X-Acto knife, and I didn't have damaged paper like I did the other one. And I'm trying to keep things in line because a lot of those pieces look alike, and I just took each individual piece and just sanded it a little bit to give it a nice rustic edge. And now I'm just eyeballing to see where I want to put my words, and just making room and placing them on. And using the little tool to keep it down, and went down well. And so the sentiment I chose is to plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. And I just thought that was very appropriate for what's going on now, and tells us of hope. These are the last 2 of the paint sticks, and I'm painting them on white on one side only. Let those dry. I flipped over everything, and I just gave it a little gap so then everything fit fine. I did not have to trim anything off of those last 2 boards. I put some adhesive on, and then I weighted it down and gave it some time. When I picked it up, there was a few spots that still needed to be glued down, so I did glue those down with hot glue. I have some cardstock here, and I'm taking a chalk paint or a chalk marker from Dollar Tree, and I'm just making wiggly lines, and this is going to become a rose, a flower. And so I took 2 different colors and white, and I just went along and did these little wiggles. And then you're going to cut along those lines with the scissors. Here I am with a white one. I did not draw lines. I just did the little squiggle lines. And you keep going, going, going until you get to the center and you've got that little spiral. And I did different sizes and the different colors. And so now I'm making it into a rose. I'm going to take the tail end and you just start wrapping it. If you look above my right hand, there is one of them that is not done, and you can see that where it's up, where the wiggle is up, that's going to be the very end. It's going to be in the bottom of your rose. So you're going to start on the outside, roll it in, and then that will be on the bottom, and you just kind of let it come back as far as let some air into it, or let it unwind, and then just glue it down to the sign, and you've got all these pretty little roses. Very inexpensive to do. This whole thing cost me not even $2 because the paint sticks were $1, the paper was $0.25, and the vinyl was very little. To plant a garden is to believe in tomorrow. So I hope this is inspiring, and I hope you like this piece of wall decor that I made, and I hope it inspires you to make one as well. This is a collaboration which is hosted by Heidi Sambol, and she has got her channel, Heidi Sambol DIY. And this is a feature of summer farmhouse DIYs, and you can, when you participate, you can either do coastal or summer. I'm doing one of each. Heidi is very talented and she's got great ideas. I'm going to have her channel linked in my description box, so please check out her channel. And I thank her for doing this. DIY number 2. Okay, so I am just using an oval piece from Michaels, and I'm just taking the Waverly white chalk paint. I'm going to paint it one coat, and I'm going to set it aside to dry because I want to take that little vinyl piece of the anchor and put that on top of that. This is from the Target Dollar Spot, and it's a butter dish, and it's meant to sit just like this. I think the butter goes inside there, and then the lid is that wooden piece. I decided to stain it with it's the antique wax from Waverly, and I just applied one coat, and then I dried it off, or kind of took off the extra wax with a paper towel. I took some larger beads. I put some of the chalk paint on those, and those are going to become our little feet for our little decor piece here. And E6000 is what I use for the long-term hold. Wood glue would work in this circumstance as well. But I think with the wood and the ceramic, it's probably best to use the E6000. And I'm also using the hot glue for the immediate bond. And so I did that with all of that. Now I want to put my little anchor on my dried oval piece. Just pop that on there. I put that onto the dish with hot glue. I'm also putting along some of this nautical looking rope along the edge, and I'm using it along my little oval as well. And it works well with the hot glue. When I saw this little piece, it really said to me nautical, coastal, that kind of a thing, because of those little blue stripes. And so that's why I chose this project. And these are just some Dollar Tree, those white rocks. I'm going to put some of those in there. And then seashells you can get as well at Dollar Tree, a bag of them. And so I have some of those. I've made many projects with that one bag of seashells. Arrange as needed, or however you like. Place a little light in there and turn it on, and you've got a cute little display piece to go with your other coastal nautical decor. I want to thank you for stopping in and checking out my channel. I very much appreciate it. Please subscribe if you like what you see. I'm going to do lots more. I've got lots of fun things coming up. And I just want to thank Heidi one more time for putting on this collaboration. I really appreciate it. It helps us. Thank you so much. And you have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.